We've all seen it in the movies. Officers are frantically chasing a suspect on foot, and they see a civilian with a car on the street. Cops flash a badge and say that they are commandeering the vehicle to help the officers chase after the bad guy.
NYPD, I need to commandeer this vehicle.
It's a crossover.
This week's video addresses this concept. Can officers commandeer a vehicle? The answer may surprise you. I'm Steve Serbalik, and I'm a panel attorney with As Cops. This week's video topic is whether cops can actually take control of private property to assist in performing a law enforcement function. Now, I promise I'm going to answer the legal question related to officers commandeering vehicles. But before I do that, know this. Generally speaking, if you're an officer, don't commandeer vehicles or any other private property, despite the potential legal justifications that I'm going to describe. Almost all departments will have policies that prohibit officers from taking control of private property. Follow your department's policies. Now, the answer to whether officers can commandeer vehicles is, surprisingly, sometimes yes. The US Supreme Court in United States v. Russell back in 1871 addressed whether public officers can take control of private property. And the answer seems to be, in certain circumstances, that yes, officers can take over private property. Specifically, the court held that in times of war and, quote, immediate and impending public danger, end quote, officers can impress private property into the public service. The Constitution makes it clear that if private property is taken under these extreme circumstances, the public entity would need to provide compensation to the private property owner. Additionally, in Arizona, it's a crime for members of the public to refuse to assist an officer in making an arrest. ARS Section 132403, refusing to aid a peace officer, states that a person commits refusing to aid a peace officer if, upon reasonable command by a person reasonably known to be a peace officer, such person knowingly refuses or fails to aid such peace officer in either effectuating or securing an arrest or preventing the commission by another of any offense. Now, this statute doesn't directly address whether refusing to give up a car to an officer is a reasonable command, and I certainly wouldn't recommend officers attempt to commandeer vehicles and then try and charge the person under this statute if the individual refuses. But it's an interesting thought experiment. So to recap, in extreme circumstances, officers may be allowed to commandeer private property, but I wouldn't advise it. It likely violates your agency's policies, and it could open you and your agency up to civil liability for the taking of private property. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe and turn on notifications. It really helps the channel grow. Be on the lookout for future videos. They come out every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Arizona time. I'm Steve Serbalik. Thanks for watching and stay safe out there.